for months, my sister, my mom, and my dad have been talking about me creating a YouTube channel for doing makeup. I don't think I'm that good, but we're also in quarantine, so what does it really matter? So I went out, and I got a little tripod and this little thing, and then I was thinking, my dad thinks that I look like Adele, and I've never done an Adele look for him. Not ever, not once, because that's just who I am as a daughter, I suppose. And I thought, what a better way, because then we talk about eyebrows, liner, how some highlights work. I have a lot of esthetician friends. Please correct me, because I didn't go to school for this. As you can see, I am old. What do I turn tomorrow? I turn 34 tomorrow. The glasses really start to dig in. I still have some sunlight coming in, but, you get a little bit of, fine lines under here. But what are you going to do? Besides makeup. So I really do love it. I'm going to put on first. It just helps bring everything together. It's by Milani. It's the Prep and Brighten and Rose. I honestly just take a couple of pumps of this and put it all over my face. I need to get more. And doing it like that is just easier for me, because then it's just like a big scrape. Some people use brushes and everything like that. I don't really get the point in putting oil on my brushes because it's already getting enough face oil. Again, estheticians, actual makeup artists, not somebody that's just doing it in their basement, will be able, well, it's my bedroom, but it is my basement. They'll be able to give you better advice on that. So it really depends on how you want to start. I have my mirror this way, so I might be like this sometimes. I'm going to bring it a little bit forward, and that way it's not as bad. There we go. And you just kind of rub that in. Some people start with their foundation first. Some people start putting on their eyebrows first. Eyebrows are huge right now. It's kind of up to your preference what you want to do. For this look, since it is such a heavy highlight highlight and eyeliner tone, I'm going to do my eyes first because that wing is really kind of difficult. And then, of course, I am keeping cleaner and a Q-tip near because that can get messy. Let's see. I'll do that later. The way that I do eyebrows may not be right. Again, that this is just how I do mine. Is I get my handy dandy dip brow that I got from BH. Love BH. If anybody, they're cheaper. If it's something like, if makeup's something that you were thinking about getting into, they're really well made for such a price drop. So I'm actually brushing my arches down, or my eyebrow down, just to kind of see where that natural arch is so I can fill it in appropriately. I don't like going too hard on things like this because, if you do, then you just look kind of silly. That's no fun. I'll need you for later. Where's my eyebrow brush? I'll go ahead and use a small one. And again, these brushes are from BH Cosmetics as well. They were a free gift, honestly. And then, after all of that, you just kind of find the natural shape of the brow. And then I brush them up. And go underneath the brow. I don't know, eyebrows just kind of came onto the scene, right? Like, I was born in 86, so we always just had wispy eyebrows. There was no in between, so it didn't really matter. But now, man, I'll tell you what, these people are going, they're going hard for like a heavy eyebrow, right? Sometimes I do them heavy, sometimes I don't. Today I'm not. I'm just gonna go for more of a natural look. I'm gonna start brushing down on this side. This one grows in really thin. So again, yay for makeup, for being able to help me hide that. Look at the lines I have on from my glasses. My poor nose. All right, I'm gonna do the other side really quick. So I'm probably gonna figure out a way how to put this part in fast motion. Speed up, sped up? Never mind. Apparently English has evaded me today. This one's really interesting because like you can see where the brow would be if more of it grew, but I kind of have to like guess where it would go to. And I base it on that eyebrow. I'm like, where do your hairs end? This is where my hairs end. That's kind of where I go for. I don't know, people always ask me, you know, or some people ask me, why do you do makeup? You know, if it doesn't make you, like, makeup doesn't make me feel prettier. I am beautiful without makeup. So to be honest, I use it as a coping mechanism for my chronic illnesses, my anxiety, just to kind of diffuse part of that. You know, your hands have to be still while doing makeup, so it's really nice to have something that allows me to do that. And oh look, all of a sudden I have eyebrows, which is an awesome thing to have. Oh gosh, where are you? I'm gonna go in with Milani again. This is just their eyeshadow primer. Everybody, you know, we think about Adele and we see the two big cat eyes, right? The long eyeliner, but what you don't notice is the illusion that they're creating with the type of eyeshadow that they're using on her. And it's really, I mean, it's very interesting to look at the evolution of that. Let's go ahead and gel up my eyebrows because I don't feel like doing that at the very end. This is just Maybelline. This is Tattoo Studio brown gel. This can get messy, so just trust the process. Like, I have seen so many people get to like right here with the eyebrow look and they're like, nope, it doesn't look good. You're right, it doesn't look good. It looks like somebody's drawing on your face. But the end product is what we're looking for, not for what we're doing in between to create that illusion. Or what some people call it a glow up, not an illusion. That glow up. I mean, obviously I'm so hip and with the times. Again, to clean that up, I just get the little travel size one of these at a CVS or whatever your local stores are, Walgreens. And I'll just go in. I usually don't need to clean the bottom brow because I'm usually pretty good at that. I'm not good at getting liquid on things today though, apparently. There we go. And then I just take all of that mess off. You can even, if you're patient enough, you can even do an entire arch like that to get the arch that you want. I just don't have the patience for that today. Maybe later. Maybe if people actually want to watch these, I'll do that. I don't know. So I've laid the primer. I've put on the eye the eye primer, I put on my oil. I'm going to go ahead and use, this one it has an amazing black color. This is Jeffree Star Morphe. I am a Jeffree horse slut. Because there is a fabulous black color in here that I'm going to go ahead and use. And then I'm going to go over it. There's a lot of, like, her look is so simple. People would literally think that it was going to take 2 seconds to do it, but it really is just a difficult process. So for a big wing like this, I'm not going to start at the very corner because then I'm going to overshoot where I need to be at, and that just looks goofy. So I start at the middle, outside of the middle, and then I just start applying this. This is giving me a blueprint of where I want that flick to go. Yeah, okay. Cool. So what they do with Adele is they do an amazing trick of light. They use like a lighter color and just put it all over the lid, this base lid. So I'm going to go in between probably these two. And now that I know where that's going, we'll go ahead and start putting it onto the lid. You only need to tap this. This doesn't need to be perfection. This is literally just creating an illusion of a shimmer. I always draw it down into the corner of my eye as well. Let's hit the other eye. And because I'm a weirdo, I am going to take a bigger blender brush and really go at where this left off. So let me put all that over there. One of these, my fingers are already disgusting. You guys should see my vanity. It's ridiculous. It really does just get messy so quickly. And then, you know, you get so many products and you're like, where am I supposed to go besides the next makeup store? So I started makeup when I was younger. I was in theater. My friend Jenna she was the best one that I had seen a makeup artist for a really long time. She's now an amazing mother and wife and stylist. So we all knew that was coming. See, I already look at that shimmer and the difference that it created. Because I'm going to have to put like a before and after this because, you know, it's so fun to play with art. And I think that that's what people forget, is that this is really just a form of art, and it can be so soothing. The really fun part with being able to do this wing with tracing it first is it allows me to go in and then take off what I want to. So if I had put my base on first, this would have never been able to happen. And there's already, see all the dropout, but you already have that illusion of having a bigger lid, because I don't have that big of lids. My friend Amelia, she has amazing eyelids. Who does it? That's like a psycho thing to do. I wonder if other actual makeup artists, like if that's what they do, if they watch the channel that they're watching, oh yeah, well she's doing okay for a 34-year-old or whatever, but she's doing this wrong. This is what I would do. I wonder how much of that actually happens. Oh, she's got so much eye space. Oh, and my eyes are never symmetrical because I'm right-handed. So one of my eyes is always looking a little bit different. I'll try it since this is part of the look. I'm gonna try not to do that, but Lord knows. The only reason, I should point out, the only reason why I drew under my eye was to know where that point should be going towards. So that's where towards the other side. So it's from here out to the temple. From here out through the temple. Oh, goodness. But no, this is definitely a coping mechanism for me. Living with trauma, PTSD, anything like that, it is really underrated about how much strength it takes to just live. So, you know, people always say, try art, you know, and there's some validity in that. It activates different portions of your brain and, you know, it just makes you feel good. And if nothing else, we're in the middle of a quarantine. Like, what else do you have to do? Go clean your room? Like, we've done that 5 times already today, just to have something to do. The next part's going to be so funny. We'll see if I'll be able to pull it off. That's the other thing. People go on and they look at like these makeup artists and they're like, wow, they know how to do makeup. They've tried that makeup look at least 5 times before they've videoed it. Like, these people are pros. Like, they know what they're doing. They know how to use shadow and all this insane stuff. And here I am just kind of like, hey, I hope this works. Okay, so I have a pretty good idea of where I'm going with this. I'm probably not going to leave this that long. In fact, let's get rid of it. You're coming down to here. And of course, my eyes aren't the same shape on each side. And this is when I bring out the gel pen that I can't open. There we go. Did I get all over? No. Alrighty. So you remember how I said I didn't touch the inner corner? Now I'm going to. And to do that, I just kind of, because my eyes are hooded, I draw my eye over to get that inside. There. And now you already have a really nice template of where you're putting your eyeliner. Don't worry, we're not going to do the whole thing at once. There. And again, I pull this all the way out. I've already made a boo-boo. Short strokes. I'm so perverted. But seriously, short strokes. Until you got the shape that you want. Because her eyeliner is thick when she wears it. And then again, just follow where you've already made that wing. I try not to go too hard because then otherwise I completely mess it up, which is not fun. Let's see. Pretty good. So what I'm gonna do, because I like shiny things. And I like to be shiny. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna put this color on there just to kind of make sure that everything's, because we did a lot of wiping down and I really like that shine to be intact. We'll fix that with a Q-tip. And now, before I go in with my foundation, we're going to go in and fix the wings So now that gel has dried, I just had to wait for the gel to dry. What's everybody doing this weekend? I hear kids outside screaming, so I'm assuming it's nice. My kids are both gamer. Like, my teenager son just woke up, and I'm like, hi. Welcome to the world of the living, right? Okay. Now I'm going to move on to doing my face. I use primer. I'm old. My pores are getting bigger. I have 2 kids. I have 3 chronic illnesses. Like, primer is important. So is that oil that I put on. The oil helps to kind of brighten those areas. The type that I put on helps brighten areas. And then to fill lines and pores. Because my father, I had 3 chronic illnesses, 2 of which can be led to his side of the family. And then he gave me his huge pores. So I'm like, thanks, Dad. Thanks. I'm such a daddy's girl, though. I love that dude. He's a cool, cool man. So if you haven't noticed, I have massive acne. And then, of course, I have 2 kids, so I've got major bags under my eyes. So how do I get rid of those? Full coverage and color correction. Green goes over red and it neutralizes it. I don't know why. So my glasses broke, my plastic glasses, or my metal ones. And so I switched to the plastic ones. And as soon as I put them on, it was horrible. I started breaking out everywhere because the plastic was just rubbing against it. You have fine lines. I don't really, this again is by BH. This is just a color correction. I need more of a red tone. This would be a good tone for several other people. It's just not a good tone for me. But red and oranges take out those dark circles that we all have, right? I'm actually going to cover up that glasses mark too. And since it's red, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my green, neutralize that. Nice and neutralized. Situation is neutralized. I swear, I feel so bad for anybody that watches this because I am just ridiculous. I'm going to kind of buffer those in and out. Forgot to dampen. I'm going to go wet my sponge. I'll be right back. All right. I reminded myself to do that 20 times. I just didn't. That's just who I am as a person. Juvia's Place. I've never had a more full coverage foundation, and it's not cakey, and you don't need a lot. That's my Pitbull Bandit. And then we're going to go ahead and I like to just start dotting different places, and that, I don't know why, like, because that's not going to ensure coverage, right? It's just, maybe it's just a habit. Maybe it's like just one of those weird habits that I have. Maybe it's a coping mechanism for my PTSD. Blend into your ears or I am going to come after you through the screen. You're going, you've been at the store and you see somebody and like, they're really pretty and their makeup is like on point, and then they turn to the side and you're like, oh, honey, let me help you. I hope that you're one of those people that tells them too, because sometimes it's an accident. Like, I've done it quite a few times. Just because I was, getting ready for work and you're getting the kids out the door and you're doing all those things and then you just forget. Like, oh, dude, it's such a bad feeling too. Don't forget to get into that inner corner of the eye. I know that we already put down a highlight, but we're going to go right over it. Oh, the sun is coming straight in. Jeez, oh, Pete. we're gonna have to go in and fix those wings when we're all done. Your hairline, I think this is too dark for me and I can't wait to run out. So like, this is how poor I am. Like, even if it is too light or too dark, I'll still use it as much as I can just to make sure that I got what I paid for out of it. Look at that, that already, there we go. Go back in and fix it. That's the cool thing too. Like, people are like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so hard. And I'm like, girl, you can go in and fix it. Anything that you do can be undone or redone or whatever. Concealer time. Let's hope that it covers like my anxiety and things like that, because that would be great. I'm just kidding. My side primer. This is concealer. Welcome to my life. I'm not really feeling a lot of anxiety. Like, I feel like Thursdays are my worst days. Being cooped up all day. You know, I wake up. My husband works night shift, so I wake up and I get the kids ready and get the school started and all that. And I think Thursday is just my breaking point of where, you know, the kids are sitting there and they're complaining, you know, their lives are terrible. Like, you live in a middle-class suburb and you both have your own Xbox Live accounts and your own Xboxes in your own room. And oh, by the way, you were able to eat today. It was pretty awesome. Like, but still, like, this is such a different thing. My pit bull is severely, like, addicted to food. Not like in a cool way either. Like, she gets seriously loud over food. People, they're so loud all the time. Pits are always loud. They're like, hey, give me love. I'm already, and I don't know if you can see it, but I'm already starting to get creasing underneath. And that'll go, I mean, that'll lessen when I put on some setting powder. So what I'm using for a contour, she has, when I think about Adele, I think about her the apples of her cheeks. They're very pronounced. Her cheekbones are so high, you know. So I'll go ahead and do this. And usually, you know, you would come down and do a bunch of stuff, but you would brush it back into the hair. But with Adele, I'm going to brush in and up. So again, I'm going to start here. That's kind of where my natural cheekbone is. I'm going to make it dark, whatever. And then you're going to go in and up. I always love that you can actually change the shape of your face. Now, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm overweight. But I want to have a chin line and a jawline. So, we go right under the jaw. I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm like just accepting that I'm fat. Like, I was a vegan, I powerlifted, I did all of these things. I get hospitalized in December, find out that I could have had a brain aneurysm, but really all I have is, you know, something that's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and something else that's called POTS. It stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And essentially what it means is, like, all those times that I thought I was just being lazy, it was because my heart couldn't do it. And I can't even take, you know, you can't really take a lot of medications. Even if you take a medication for it, it doesn't really do much. But, like, we thought that I was having a heart attack. Like, it was awful. Never want to go back and do that part of my life again. But Pots is definitely like, and it's so underrated. When you're contouring your nose like this for Adele, I'm going to go up into my brow line just to make that more prominent, because that's like, she has a very distinct face. That, and I have a large bump on the side of my nose that my sister didn't know that I had. So, you know, before quarantine, you would do your makeup, you know, anytime I went out of the house, because that was fun, right? Well, I've stopped wearing that much makeup because what's the point? My sister goes, why is there a bump on your nose? I'm like, girl, I've like forever, literally forever, you big weirdo. She's such a cutie pie though. And don't worry, I am not keeping this like this. Blending brush time. No, the PTSD is a pain in the ass to deal with. I don't know. Some people will have it, like the classic night terrors. I'll have those. Like I've woken up and tried to hit someone because that's part of my dream. Or no, it's not a dream. It's not a nightmare. But I mean, like it'll wake you up and you'll be like, oh my gosh, you know, something is happening. Like yeah, your brain is insanely smart. Seriously, she is so loud and it's funny. I'm going to put on highlighting powder too. That's the wrong highlight. It is a highlight, but it's not the highlight that you want to use. This is by Too Faced. This is just their chocolate thing. It smells like chocolate. It's really dope. I like it. And I do see this, so don't worry. I'm going to go back. So since I've already started creasing, I'm going to go ahead and just do this real fast. Watch, real fast is just kind of like me pressing it in. I'm so old. When you're highlighting and contouring, this part is so important, your T-zone. Yeah. And yes, this is a very sharp contrast, but it's trust the process. It all comes together in the end. I think I'm gonna go in with this color as my blush. I do have blush, obviously, but I kind of think that this is super cute. We're gonna test it out first before okay. So obviously pretty dark, so you wanna, like, I could have done that instead of rubbing it all over me. Ooh, but it came out nice. Okay. Find the apples of your cheeks. A lot of people don't know how to do that. You smile. I'm bad at fake smiling. People always know. They're like, you weren't really having fun. No shit. Since I have this out, I'm going to go ahead and fix that, this right here that I totally went over with foundation. Much better. Just to make it pop, I'm going to do the same to the other side again. Cute. Okay. I think next time that I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do it while the sun is setting. I think that's a good idea, because I feel like the flash is like so in my face right now. Setting spray. I use Master Fix. This helps me hide lines. It helps set the product, you know. It makes me, I feel like it makes me look younger. My sister was on the phone one time with me. She had been talking to me while I was doing my makeup. I had called my nieces and let them pick out the colors I was going to use, which of course is always pink. There's They're so cute. And it was when really banded. It was when I wiped all this off. She was like, "What?" It does. It makes a difference. I mean, I feel like I look like a Tony Montana, like Scarface moment. Should just have like a giant pile of cocaine in front of me. Say hello, you guys want to come in. My son actually watched that and he said that he didn't think it was that good. Like, that's how you know when like the youth is really losing it, when they don't think that it's good. Like, no. Then again, I don't like Godfather 2. I only like Godfather 1. And then at the end of Godfather 1, where Diane Keaton sees her husband, he's like meeting with all these shady people and everybody starts dying. You know, she's so happy, and then she looks in and she realizes, she's like, he's the new Godfather. I'm like, oh, girl. I know. It was horrifying. This needs to set for just a little while. So while this is setting, I'm going to go back in. A lot of this is, like I said, you build product. You don't just go in and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You have to build product. Especially with all that work that we just did. These need to be redone. There we go. This one was not nearly as bad. There. Not bad, not bad. I just feel like I'm missing something when I'm sitting here trying to talk to somebody while I do my makeup. That's kind of how I wanted to treat this, though, that you guys were actually here while I was doing my makeup. That's how lonely I am. No, I'm just kidding. Some people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so lonely. Like, this is truly a case of like who has it worse or who has it better. Like, the single people out there that are like, I am so lonely. Like, bitch, I can't stop moving. I have 2 kids. I'm in school. I'm working part-time, hopefully returning to full-time. And I am so busy. Like, today was just an easy day because I already had a lot of discussion responses done, so I didn't have to do them. And so I was able to sit down and do this. I'm going to take a flathead brush and go back in with that black color, and we're going to really pop that out. But like, we are so busy catering to, you know, our best, you know, catering to our special needs son, our teenager, you know, and ourselves and each other. Like, this always just looks like you just kind of smudged it on and then it just stopped. I remember when Adele popped on the scene and I got really excited because I'm a bigger chick, and nobody really, like, she didn't care. Like, if people were like, oh, well, you're fat, she's like, yep. And I really I look up and really admire people that are able to own who they are. And that's what it is. And she does that. And I'm like, yes, bitch. Like, that's freaking awesome. Let's do some highlight. Again, Jeffree Star, whore. Not that Jeffree Star is a whore, but that I'm the whore of Jeffree Star. God, I would be. He's gorgeous. Look at the canary yellow, though. If that... Look, bitch. Yes. I was talking to my dad the other day. I was like, Dad, lighting is everything. He's like, why do you need a light to do this from home? I was like, lighting is everything. And he goes, what do you mean? It was a day that I had done makeup and I turned around and I faced the sun. He was like, holy shit. And I was like, yeah, Dad. Cupid's bow makes your lips look fuller. Actually, Sometimes I like to leave it out, but we're not gonna, I put it over my lipstick. Sometimes it makes it pop a little bit. It's nice. Everybody's like, oh, this is super boring. That would be really weird. A bunch of people watching this like, who the fuck is this old chick? I just started curling my eyelashes. I didn't think that it did anything, and then one day I took a before and after picture of the different sides of my face and was like, oh, it does do something. So it does do something. I don't really know what, because it's not volume, right? I have a friend. I hope she's watching this. This is how she used to do it. Every single time. Like, what are you doing, Nicole? Stop. Let's go ahead and curl those suckers. I hope I find out how to edit this so that I can just kind of like fast forward it. This can't be fun to watch, just somebody putting on mascara. I do 2 coats. This is Stellar Lash by BH. I love Too Faced better than Sex. Love it. The price point is pretty good. But I got the waterproof the last time, and the waterproof just really sucks. Like, it really sucks. Okay. I also think about very full lip when I think about Adele. So to do that, we're going to take my contour back out. Again, I was using Hoola. And that bigger brush that I used for my nose, which disappeared, is what I wanted to use. But we can use this one. To create more dimension on your lips, you can take contour, like a bronzer, and put it on the very outside, kind of up. Let the highlighter pop though. And then just blend that in. And you do that with the bottom corners too. And underneath. Yes, okay. Again, blend that shit in because you don't want to look like you got punched in the face by me or your mama. To give it more depth, I have, so this is actually an eyebrow brush or color. Look at that highlight, bitch. But I like the color. I have a deep set Cupid's bow and it sucks. So I draw an X. And then color a little bit on the lip. I'm just thinking chronic illness is just proof that my body hates myself. Okay. Now we're gonna go over with this is by NYX. It's just a gloss. It's a filler gloss. Filler glosses don't work on me. I don't know why. there. And then of course I have Make It Dewy by, I think this is Milani again, as a setting spray. And voila, I have a look that is inspired by Adele. It doesn't really look like it, I don't feel like, but that's it, and that's me. So I hope that I did at least halfway good for it. I'm probably gonna try again. I definitely need to figure out something to do with my hair though, other than it just like flopping around lazily. I'm gonna go take care of the kids, but thanks for joining me. This was a lot of fun.